Okay, so I just finished White Sand by Brandon Sanderson and a whole bunch of other people because it's a graphic novel. So there's obviously the artist, the colorist, the guy who adapted the original short story into a script. Um, my big question after finishing White Sand is what exactly is the role of water in the Cosmere? Um, you have the mist on Scadriel, which are described as being water vapor. You have the shard blades on Roshar, which are described as being like they congeal from mist and then they dismiss to mist. You have the Aethers from Tress of the Emerald Sea, which are explosively reactive to water, and in the case of Midnight Essence, draw on the water of the person controlling them. White sand is very similar in that for the sand masters to manipulate the sand, they have to give up some of their water, like it dehydrates them to use the sand. So my question is, what is the role of water in the Cosmere? What what is happening with this? How does water interact with investiture? Why does water interact with investiture? Are people I mean, are people capable of generating investiture out of their own water? Or does it require some sort of relationship? Like allomancy and lift both seem to imply that people can generate investiture with the help of an external source, but like the food that Lift eats and the metals that the allomancers burn, they're not inherently invested, are they? I don't think so. I mean, Lift doesn't eat magic pancakes, she just eats regular pancakes. So that is my big question finishing White Sand. What is the role of water in the Cosmere? Which is a very weird, specific question to ask, but I have to ask it because I'm intrigued. Brandon talks about how magic in the Cosmere is almost like physics. Like there are laws governing it. It's not like there are rules. It's an actual system. It's not soft magic like you might get in Lord of the Rings, where like Gandalf just shows up with a magic staff and can do stuff and then disappears and comes back and he's like Jesus. He's resurrected with superpowers. None of that is ever explained unless you read the Silmarillion. But even then, it's not really explained. You just know he's a Maiar. I think he's a Maiar, right? He's technically an Itari, which is this is where things get wonky. Anyway, what is the role of water in the Cosmere? Moving on to a general review of White Sand. I enjoyed it. I don't I don't know if I'll ever reread it, which makes me kind of sad, I guess. Like unless I want to do like a completionist type thing with the Cosmere again, like if I want to do a complete reread, I might reread it. It's a 3-star book for me. Um, it felt a little YA. I really liked Kenton or Kendon. I think his name is Kenton. Um, Shows you how much I connected with him. I really liked him as a character. It felt a little YA because like just where he was at, particularly in the first book. Um, living in that place where he's like trying to prove himself, trying to find his place in his society, rebelling like a rebellious teenager. It felt very YA to me. Um, I liked Chris though. I'm interested to see what she does if she's going to show up again in other books. Something that I found really interesting in the art was that there were several panels that showed like wide horizon shots, and the clouds would always have like a woman's face in them. I'm guessing that's supposed to be the shard. Um, I don't know which shard it is exactly. I have Arcanum Unbounded, and I read the prelude to the White Sand excerpt that's in Arcanum Unbounded, but I cannot for the life of me remember what the name of that shard is. I think it's Autonomy because she doesn't like she's kind of quarantined her planet where people can't come there and other people like you can't come, you can't leave, you just have to be there. So I thought it was an interesting little touch in the art to kind of see the shard watching over the planet and seeing how things were going there. I thought that was a really neat touch. Overall, like I said, it was probably about a 3-star average book for me. probably won't reread it again unless I just really want to be a completionist. We'll see how it goes when we get the prose version of it in the future, because Brandon has said he's going to do a prose version, not a graphic novel version, in the future. So, yeah, those are my thoughts.